Welcome back live to the Providence Civic Center in Providence, Rhode Island. With Bob Norton, I'm Tom Meese. There is our score graphically 3-1. And if you're just tuning in, you might want to know, well, how did it get to be this way? Well, it was 1-0 after 1 BU. How did it get to be 2-0, Bob?
Well, Jacques Joubert scored. Watch this play. This is O'Sullivan. Just a great play by O'Sullivan. Give and go on the inside. Thornton gets it. Greer's going to get a whack at it. Greer from the dot. Now O'Sullivan right to the left of the goal crease. Just holds his ground, keeps his position, gets the feed over from Thornton, puts it up and over, threads the needle, left shot, right side, has a lot of room, and finds that far post. O'Sullivan 22nd from Thornton and Greer at 7:27. Then a power play goal, 12th power play goal of the season for Joubert, his 29th. Now watch what happens here when you have the puck behind the net. And watch right here. When the puck's behind the net, everybody is going to start to lose position, and pretty soon they're going to get over on that side of the ice. Watch how they drift over there to the right side of the ice. And Maine on in-zone defense. Now here's 13, McIsaac down on the left. Now they're still pretty good position here in in-zone defense. One man weak side covering him. Well, watch what happens as the play develops. They're looking back, looking back. Now watch right here. He chases behind the net. That leaves him wide open. Watch what happens. Watch the result. McIsaac's way out of position here. Puck comes over this side. Here's McIsaac. Nobody has a chance to stop him. The original shot, then the second shot. In-zone breakdown, shorthand defense. The main goal for Jacques Joubert, 29.
Now the goal that made it 3-1. It got Maine back in this game.
Now, this is just a great play here. Fournette and Lovell, 2-on-1. Kelleher tries to stay in the middle and deny the pass. I thought Lovell was going to have some trouble getting it. It looked like Noble had difficulty getting from right to left. Slipped coming across the goal mouth and gave Lovell a chance to get the shot off his 23rd.
So the Black Bears get on the board late in the second period. This is still a hockey game. BU 3, Maine 1. Back with more in a moment.
Sparky! Stay! Sparky!
There's only one way off this boat for you now, mister.
Good thing these roll call pretzels are fat-free.
Bombs away, pretzel boy.
Great man. Yeah, must be the pretzels. We're safe now, Sparky.
For great taste that's fat-free,
Sparky?
it must be rolled gold.
My dandruff and itch are awful. I'll try anything. Denorex tingles. Head and Shoulders doesn't.
Both have effective dandruff medicine, but Denorex has something extra that tingles, feels fresh.
That's why I started using Denorex. No flakes, no itch.
Denorex, the serious dandruff shampoo.
If you're going to attempt the greatest comeback in the history of sports, you're going to have to be better than you've ever been. Might we suggest new improved Wheaties?
I bet eat my Wheaties.
If you couldn't follow your favorite team to the finals in Providence this year, you can still catch the action with the official souvenir program. Put yours on ice by sending a check or money order for $9 to 1995 NCAA Division I Ice Hockey Championship Program. P.O. Box 99128, Louisville, Kentucky 40269. Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. This message provided by the NCAA.
Extreme Games 101. Class begins tomorrow at 9 on ESPN2.
Jack won the tradition in 90 and again in 91. The Bears back and making another run. Likewise, Lee Trevino, he's in the day's last threesome. You'll see them both when you join our ESPN golf team for live third-round coverage later today, 5:30 Eastern Time.
An air of anticipation as the third period approaches in our championship hockey game today from Providence, live on ESPN. Maine and BU, 3-1 Boston University. Only one goal in the first period of play. The Boston University Terriers actually, after the first 5 or 6 minutes of the first period, started to dominate play physically, and it appears that Maine's players were showing the effects of that triple overtime game against Michigan a couple of days ago.
Now, we've been in some ebb and flow, and it looked for so long as if BU was in control of the game, and then giving that transition opportunity, that quick scoring opportunity on the 2-on-1 to Maine, revitalized them, and they have a power play to start this third period. This is still a hockey game where I thought that BU was in complete control until they gave up that 3-1 goal.
Now get your stat sheets out at home in case you missed any of the goals. Here we go. BU got on the board first. Thornton's goal unassisted on the power play at 14:57. That was the only goal of the first period. in the second period. 22nd of the year for Chris O'Sullivan for Thornton and Greer. That was a good play.
Well, Sullivan's having a big game, probably one of his best games of the season, and he's just a very, very strong left wing, and he's having a superb game tonight.
Jacques Joubert is 29th of the year at 9:15, again on the power play from Kylina and Prendergast. That made it 3-zip, and Maine appeared to be in deep trouble, but getting them out of the deep holes, just an average hole, was level.
Well, yeah, as we pointed out, they didn't get their first shot till three-quarters of the way through the period, first shot on goal. But then they got a little bit of momentum back and got one, and they, once again, it's one of those goals that means more than just 3-1.
Well, Maine was down 3 goals in the national title game. They needed something to uplift the team. Nothing uplifts you like scoring on the opposition. And you have a 2-man power play for Maine when the third period begins in a moment.
Hey, sugar, you really got great gym sets and well-crafted drawers. Nice suspension, heavy treads. Think I'll have to buy you more, 'cause Sears is the first place I'll always try. 'Cause just like you, Sears has the softer side. Come see the softer side of Sears.
What's this? Don't you dare. It's insurance.
I'm not hearing this.
Oh, no. These haven't been looked at in years.
Isn't it time you had a farmers-friendly review of your policies?
These should have been reviewed ages ago. Our coverage could be outdated.
Oh, how could he say that? I didn't hear anything.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. I didn't see anything.
Don't monkey around. Call a farmer's insurance agent for a farmers-friendly review.
Maybe you shouldn't watch this.
Hi, man, get off me. Y'all been nosy now.
But if you're not afraid, call this number now to get into pro football's private world with this exclusive new video, Total Access 95. Plus, you'll also catch this officially licensed NFL football, both free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. With Total Access, you go wherever you want.
Going into every room with a camera.
You'll hear things you shouldn't.
This movie is rated R. No, you're wrong. Adult language. Gosh, dang it. Doggone it.
You'll know when things go wrong.
We need another receiver. Oh, boy. But that ain't my fault, Coach. Oh, man.
You'll have Total Access and a great football free when you order 54 issues for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. Use your credit card. Call now to get Total Access and your NFL football both free from SI. There is nothing in the world like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Welcome back to Providence, Rhode Island, the Providence Civic Center. Tom Mees and Bob Norton at the second intermission of hockey's national championship game. And there you see the score. And for BU, one of the big guys we talked about in our open today, Mike Greer. He's a draft pick of the St. Louis Blues. He's 6 foot tall, 240, hits like a truck, and he got an assist on Chris O'Sullivan's goal today.
Well, the balance between assists and goals tells us a lot about the kind of player he is. Very good passer, good scorer, and he plays excellent defense.
Now, I mentioned that he's a draft pick of the St. Louis Blues. On Thursday night, Mike Keenan of the Blues was here in person to watch Mike Greer. And you might wonder what Brett Hull would think if he had a 6 foot, 240-pounder on his line.
I can see every time his name is mentioned, Mike Keenan gets a little glitter in his eye because he loves those guys who just skate hard and play hard and hit everything in sight. Oh, I'll take him on my left side anytime.
It'd be unbelievable. He's one of the guys I've always looked up to and admired my whole life. He's one of the probably the most prolific goal scorer in my time, really, right now. It's just, for him to say something like that about me is an unbelievable compliment.
Well, Mike Greer almost appearing to blush at the notion that Brett Hull would take notice of him at this point in his career.
Maine's doing a pretty good job defensively over the course of this game, and I thought Minnesota did a pretty good job on Mike as well. As the season has gone on, he's gotten a lot more attention. People are holding him, grabbing him, but he still powers through all that and picks on little Parmentier. That's bad. And picks on the 5'9" guy, and that's a 5'6", 160-pound level.
Well, he gets a lot of attention, Mike Greer, and rightfully so, Bob. But there's one guy on BU that you just love, I know, and he scored the first goal of the day, Stevie Thornton.
In my view, he's the most valuable player on their team. He is probably the best shorthand player in Hockey East. He's the best 5-on-3 player, in my view, in the league. He wins a huge number of faceoffs, and he won a faceoff, scored the opening goal. Just a tremendous all-around player. The Siglarski Award winner in Hockey East this year. Hardly ever takes a penalty.
And the score is 3-1 BU. We'll be back with the third period in a moment.
Hi, this is Art Monk. Most of you know me as number 81. You know, in today's changing and complex times, it's nice to know that there are still some things out there that remain a constant, like Stoneman of Alexandria. Whether at Stoneman Nissan or Stoneman Oldsmobile, it's nice to know that they'll still be with you long after the sale. So if you're in the market for a new or used car or truck, go to Stoneman of Alexandria, where you don't have to be Art Monk just to get the best deal possible. And they'll even guarantee it. That's Stoneman of Alexandria. And tell them Art sent you.
You gotta see it. You gotta drive it. Because you gotta see it, drive it, and then you're gonna buy it. J. Coons Pontiac GMC truck, the largest selection of Pontiacs in the Washington area. The largest.
Of sports news.
Let's go to the videotape. Videotape. Let's go to the videotape. Let us to the videotape.
The videotape, you fools!
Looky here.
Film at 11. Shot some videotape of my kid's soccer game last week, and it makes you feel so good.
Sports Night. What's next in sports news? Live Tuesday through Saturday on ESPN2.
Just about set for the third period of play in college hockey's national championship game. 1 point in that second period, you might think the game was over, but Maine had other ideas.
You know, Fournette makes a nice pass here, and Noble defending the Fournette shot in moving from right to left in the goal crease just didn't get over real effectively. I thought when Lovell bobbled that on the pass by Fournette that he just had lost his scoring opportunity, that Noble would get over there quickly enough to make the stop, but for whatever reason, Lovell was able to adjust and get the shot off.
Front of the sellout crowd here at Providence, Rhode Island Civic Center as the BU Terriers take the ice. All right, let's look at the situation starting the third period. I think it's critical, Bob. Obviously, Maine is down 2 goals, but they're up 2 men on the power play. 2-man advantage for 20 seconds. A 1-man advantage after that for about another minute 20. How critical is it for BU to keep Maine off the board, and on the other hand, for Maine to get on?
Well, BU gets a little break with the switch in periods because the faceoff is going to be at center ice, and that helps them to kill that first 20 seconds of the 2-man advantage. So, and they also get their best shorthand group rested. They've got an excellent shorthand group. When they send out those guys like LaChance, like Bates, like Greer, like Joubert, they're sending out some folks that are superb shorthand players. They haven't given up. The last 30 shorthands they've been in, they've only given up 1 goal. So their performance in shorthand has been excellent. From Maine's standpoint, if you gave me a choice and you said I was going to be down 3-1, what period would I want to have a man advantage at the beginning of the period to be the third? Because you have a chance really to change a difficult momentum for Maine because they're down by 2. If they score 1 here, it's 3-2, and BU starts to think about, wait a minute, we had this game and we're letting it slip away from us.
Sean Walsh and his main man, the captain, Chris Imes, who reminds a lot of people of Boston Bruins' Ray Bork with the amount of minutes and the quality minutes he puts in.
Well, the problem Maine has when Imes graduates is replacing just that. That's a regular performance for him. 17 minutes out of 40 minutes played, and I will guarantee you that that's averaging about 8.5 minutes a period. 8.5 out of the 20 minutes, and he will see more time in this period, particularly if this game stays close, than he did in the first 2.
So the Black Bears huddling around their goaltender, Blair Allison, who saved their bacon several times against Michigan, and the Terriers doing the same around Tommy Noble.
Their most dangerous power play group, Tom. Imes is very good in power play, but the 2 guys that are the most dangerous on the point are when they have Torrey and Rodrigue. Rodrigue has an absolute laser from the right point, and Torrey is extraordinary in the accuracy of his shot and the number of times he gets it on the defensive end. Watch for BU's Bates in shorthand situations. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, he has been a superb shorthand player.
Well, Sean Walsh has done a great job with the Maine program, and Jack Parker done the same for many, many years at BU. A list of the winningest coaches, active coaches in the NCAA. Jack Parker 3rd, and climbing up that ladder, Jeff Sauer. Ron Mason, of course, is the leader. And look at Sean Walsh. He's in the top 10. He hasn't been around that long.
And he's lost some games because of forfeits as well. He has some wins here that aren't on the list. All that the forfeit problems they had last year took a bunch of wins away from him.
And Mike Garuzioni, who'd spent the first 2 periods in the press box, as he did last night, going down to the bench for the third.
We're going to start calling him third period Mike. Take a rest for 2 periods and show up in the third. What he wants to do is he wants to be there for the celebration.
No, he wasn't on the 78 team that won the title.
No, he was not. He had just graduated. We'll start calling him Celebration Mike. What a great leader he is. Great kid. He's not a kid anymore. I think of him as a kid. That shows how old I am.
Well, play is on to start the third. Remember, Maine with a 2-man advantage. That'll last for 10 more seconds. They quickly get into the BU zone, but have trouble setting up any kind of play. Shane Johnson will be out at 5 seconds. Here's Rodrigue with that shot. Hits traffic in front. Rodrigue gets it back. Down low, Schermerhorn, and Noble slides over to save the day.
Oh, boy.
Now a 5-on-4 power play. Maine still set up in the BU zone. Rodrigue, the shot hit the outside of the post. Rebound and the score. I believe it's Trevor Roenick. It is 3-2, and Maine is 1 goal away from a deadlock. Number 40, Trevor Roenick, hanging around the net.
Tommy, they do it all the time, and this is one of the things, one of the reasons that they're where they are. Torrey and Rodrigue. Schermerhorn had just been stolen at an attempt stolen by Noble. Rodrigue with the shot on the net, so often on the net. Roenick with the rebound. Boy, did Noble make a save on Schermerhorn. He stoned Schermerhorn to the right of the net, but when you have those rebounds out in front, those are just nothing but trouble, and Trevor Roenick, wrong guy, gets the goal. 8th goal of the season, 6th on power play.
Jeremy is cheering in front of a TV set in Chicago right now, I'm sure, wherever he is, watching this game on ESPN. Still, BU is shorthanded because Kai Lina is still in that box. 47 seconds for a power play time still remaining for Maine.
Now, see, here's the best group they have. This is Torrey, this is Rodrigue. Inside is where they want to get it. Now, watch Roenick 40. Keep your eye on Roenick 40. 40 inside. Now, watch Rodrigue here. Rodrigue with the shot. Right on net. Here's Roenick. Comes to the front. Knocks in the rebound. Swarm. Get it. In. Now, of all the college teams that I've seen over the years, there's no team that gets more shots on goal from the outside than Maine. They don't all go in, but like that, they become very, very difficult to handle.
It's 5-on-5 hockey. I apologize. The scoreboard still has Kai Lina in the box with 40 seconds to serve, but it's 5-on-5. The penalties, I thought my eyes were deceiving me. The penalties have expired, and it's a 3-2 hockey game now with each side with 5 attacks. And 5 skaters. And the puck comes deep into the lane zone. I apologize for this vision, the audience. Scoreboard still has Kai Lina's number up on the board, but he is eligible to play. There's nobody near the penalty box now.
Not much difficulty figuring out who got the goal, figuring out who got the goals and the assists on that play. Trevor Roenick is 8th of the season, 6th on power play. Jack Rodrigue and Jeff Torrey. Trevor Roenick out of Marshfield, Massachusetts, 6 foot, 200-pound sophomores, played for Ted Kelly in the Boston Junior Bruins in the New England Hockey League, but as we mentioned before, did some time at Thayer Academy, and don't mean in the sense of did some time, but he went to high school at Thayer Academy. Art Balasetti in the folks down at Thayer Academy would like it to be expressed differently.
I got news for you. At that age, we all did time somewhere. All right, the puck is loose at center. O'Sullivan for BU tries to get the puck to Greer, but he is tied up nicely in the slot. Comes back to Kelleher. Over to Wood with a blast. Hits the Boston University forward, who is being taken down on the slot, and Maine comes out with it. Black Bears, Conlon almost broken alone on Noble, but that play was broken up by Kelleher.
Somehow or other, you knew this was going to end up in this kind of hockey game. When these two teams play, it is often just like this. 2 one-goal losses to BU this year, 2 ties, a tie last year, a nothing tie.
Well, 3-2 the score now, and a goal by Trevor Roenick, and lots of time left, 17:44 to play. Boston University been in control throughout most of this game. Behind the net is Drury. Drury tries to wrap around and clearing it out of the way quickly. There was Wansboro Maine.
Drury's very, very quick. An outstanding athlete. Folks who might remember the name, pitched the Trumbull, Connecticut team to the Little League World Series Championship when he's sort of a chunky 12-year-old.
Look at him now. There's no physical resemblance whatsoever. No. I looked at the tape the other day. It was 5 years ago. What a difference from 12 to 17. 13 to 18. Remember, 5 years ago, and kids grow up in a hurry. Puck in the corner to the right of the Maine goaltender. Allison saves the one shot by LaChance, and the rebound cleared aside. Here comes Maine quickly. Fournette almost sent in alone. Back to center. Maine playing with a lot more confidence when they have the puck. Their passes are crisper. Their legs are moving a bit better. They really look tired when they were trailing 3-0. Jacques Joubert behind the net, but not out. Torrey just bounces one toward the goal. Never got through on the goaltender Noble. Back to center. Puck pops high in the air. St. Johnson in front of the penalty goalkeeper's bench. Fighting for it, and finally a whistle to stop play with 16:22 to go in regulation time.
One of the things you need is outstanding goaltending, and University of Maine's been getting with Blair Allison. We'll be back with more great hockey action after this brief message.
Yeah. Look at pound to my man with my right hand, because I keep the Sprite in the left hand, and then I push the button when I don't want to hear nothing. I let it go when I want to hear something. Yeah. This is how we flow when we in the studio, freestyle with Sprite, yo, how the rest go. First things first, a big yo turkey.
Play the Under the Cap game, and you have a 1 in 6 chance of winning another Sprite. You can also win cool NBA stuff. Not too useful if you're thirsty. Handy if you plan on leaving the house.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA college hockey is brought to you by the Century 21 system. When you want the best, discover the power of number one. And by Rolled Gold Pretzels, the great taste that's fat-free.
Back live at Providence, Rhode Island. The Civic Center, the national title on the line, and now only one goal separating Boston University and the Black Bears of Maine. With over 3/4 of the period and maybe more left, Pandolfo through the slot, nobody home for BU, and the Black Bears clear it to center. St. Johnson there for BU. Now making a play with it is Sean Bates, gets around his man, falls down. Pandolfo in the corner. Roush, rather Sylvia in the corner for BU. Pandolfo can't control. Here comes Mahoney of Maine. His long shot from the blue line deflected high up over the glass into the crowd. Well, Dick Vitale, of course, this is his time of year. It seems like he's everywhere, baby. He's awesome, baby. He's everywhere. Join him. The always outspoken Dickie V gives his college hoop awards for the season's primetime players and coaches, the All Rolls-Royce team, the Human Eraser Award, and the Maestro Award for best coach. That's tonight at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific time. Now, what is Sean Walsh doing here during the break?
Well, he's just working on his players, trying to get them to pick up a pass in center zone. He spends a lot of time working on the middle of the ice, and I think he's talking to Cardinal about dumping it into the far corner, hitting the far side wing on the break. Center zone defense and center zone offense, crucial to Maine's success. They do a great job in both.
Here's a turnover in the BU zone. Wansboro in the corner. He just handed the puck and trying to get it out to the point for a shot, but now BU retakes possession. And Purdy carried it in from center ice offside.
One of the biggest differences in hockey over the last 10 to 15 years has been the emphasis on center zone play. Now, previously, people talked forecheck and they talked defensive in-zone coverage, and people didn't talk much about center zone coverage. But as the Russians and the Europeans began to regroup, center zone coverage became very, very important. You had to defend the middle of the ice, and you had to develop offense in the middle of the ice, and it becomes an equally important part of teaching now.
Here's Wood behind the Boston University net, trying to get out to Greer on the right wing. Did so, but over his stick. And Maine dumps in. Wansboro upended, heading down the slot. A whistle stops play with 15-17 left to go in regulation time. Well, the NCAA this year is in Providence. Next year will be in the beautiful Riverfront Coliseum in Cincinnati. For ticket information, there's the number, 513-241-1818, March 28th and 30th in Cincinnati. Now, in 97, they'll move to the beautiful Bradley Center in Milwaukee. I think that's the best building for hockey that I've seen anywhere, anytime. The Fleet Center in Boston, which is opening next year, will host this college tournament in 1998. And the Pond in Anaheim, we're going to party like 1999 in 1999.
Well, I don't...
You going to be there, bringing in the new century, Bob, or what?
Good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise.
Well, in California, the creek's been rising.
I'd love to be there. It'd be a lot of fun, but I'll tell you this, Thomas, my years, we don't party like we used to. Jack and I and Sean and I, we all understand that, you know.
Not what I hear.
Jack and I are contemporaries. We go back a long time as when he was assistant coach at Boston University, and Chuddy Cahoon was an assistant coach, and all those fellows coming up through the ranks, and to see Jack have the kind of career he's had. He's gone from being one of the top colleges in the East to one of the top colleges in the history, top coaches in the history of the game, and he's had a tremendous career at BU. You know, he's done it right as well. You know, he's had character kids. Torrey on the right side here in the wing. They get a little play, working Cardinal off that center zone faceoff. Cardinal back.
And Torrey tries to dump it into the BU zone. 3-2, Boston U, 15:08 left to go. And, of course, the coaches have their families here in attendance today. We saw Sean Walsh's wife earlier, and Jack Parker's wife is wearing the tan outfit there to the right of your screen.
With the badge.
That's right. Must have that. That is a part of the uniform, as it were. Waiting rather pensively to see what happens here.
I don't know all the folks in that line, but I know Jack Parker's daughters are in that group as well.
Face off again at center ice. Reggie Cardinal trying to dump it into the BU zone. Stopped by Pandolfo. Now it comes behind the Terrier net. Cardinal in on Brennan right away, but he made the play anyway to Johnson. Torrey takes it away at center for Maine. Gets it over to Conlon. Conlon gives it away to Pandolfo.
That was an ill-advised pass. Don't keep it out high.
Back come the other way is Bates. Bates is right on in center. Shot, score! Sylvia, and it's 4-2. Mistake and paid for it.
Yeah, they sure did. Very, very careless pass by Conlon. You don't want to make a lateral pass out high. He made a lateral pass high, and the wrong guy got it. Bates, he has tremendous skill. He's been about as hard as anybody in the league. And this mistake has turned into a goal, and he just twists Torrey right around. Lateral pass high. See you later. Pandolfo picks it up, gives it to Bates. Watch him twist Torrey around. Great play, Bates. Dish over to Sylvia. Whack it in the net. That's going to be Sylvia from Pandolfo and Bates. Doesn't take very long.
Let's see if that miscue at the blue line by Maine, which led to a goal. Let's see if it takes any wind out of their sails. It's now a 2-goal BU lead again. Fredette is tied up behind the BU net. Four-man scrum for possession there. Still play on, says the referee, and the Black Bears come out with it. A shot from the slot area is blocked off. The shot taken there by number 15 for Maine, Jamie Thompson. And the Terriers dump it in behind the Maine goal. McIsaac goes back for it. Well, that pass, you could just smell trouble brewing after that giveaway at the blue line. BU with a 2-goal lead now. Will they be more content? Will they play a little bit more defensively as Maine starts to come into their zone?
You can't play too defensively because you just sit back with 13:44 remaining. You allow the other team to take the offensive momentum. What they want to do is to try to play a great center zone game, play a center ice game, and take the offense when you have the jump, when you have an advantage. But don't try to take the offense when you don't have a numerical advantage. Dump it in, play counterattack.
There's Purdy behind the BU net, looking to set up a teammate in the slot. Oh, almost got it to Parmentier, but Kylina was there to block it off. Ends up on the stick of Purdy, and it poked off as he couldn't quite control it. I think it's Coleman to poke it off his stick. And Parmentier is just leveled by Jacques Joubert. He never saw Joubert coming. Hands off in the corner. Avoids the hit by Prendergast. Torrey with it for Maine. 12:55 to go. In the third, 4-2 now, BU. On the goal by Sylvia. Brennan whips it around the boards out of the BU zone. LaChance keeps it on its way into the Maine zone. LaChance almost hit Sean Bates. Boy, Bates really made a great play setting up that goal by Sylvia.
He's got tremendous speed and skill. Gifted player, and he's been on a roll. He has 8 goals in his last 7 games, but that assist was as big as anything.
Here comes Bates again, fending off the defender. Cardinal going down, and he drew the penalty on Cardinal with his speed and his strength. Boston University will be going on the power play again. Sean Walsh and the Black Bears up against it here now with 12:19 to go. VU leading it by a count of 4-2. We'll be back with the Boston University Power Play from the Providence Civic Center in a moment.
Sparky! Stay! Sparky!
There's only one way off this boat for you now, mister.
Good thing these roll gold pretzels are fat-free.
Arms away, pretzel boy.
Great man. Yeah, must be the pretzels. We're safe now, Sparky.
For great taste that's fat-free,
Sparky?
it must be rolled gold.
B1 power play. Red card now off. 2 minutes for holding at 7:41. And this could be one of those nail-in-the-coffin goals if BU can put one in here. Give them a 3-goal lead with what will be about 10 minutes left to go in the game if they score on this power play.
Buck behind the main net. Thornton is out there with Greer in the slot. He's an opposing presence. Back to Coleman at the point. Lets the defender slide by. Takes the shot. Goes wide. Rebound. Greer fans on it. Lena the shot. Saved by Allison. Rebound. Another save. And Allison clears it. Blair Allison standing tall in the main net.
Well, he had no chance on that 4-2 goal. None at all. You have to play the shooter there, and Bates came in. And it really was a 2-on-1 situation after he had gotten by Corey. No chance.
O'Sullivan cross-ice misses connections with Thornton. Dean Thornton with it. Behind the net to Greer. Greer back out to Brennan. Save Allison. Rebound in front. It's in the net. O'Sullivan. Power play goal. 5-2. O'Sullivan. You're talking about the killer. That might be it, Bob.
O'Sullivan gets the goal. Brennan the shot here, and this is one of the few times that Allison hasn't been able to control the rebound. The rebound got too far out in front of him, and O'Sullivan, again, left shot coming in from the right side. When you can't control that rebound, his arm tries to clear it. O'Sullivan pops it, and O'Sullivan gets the goal, his 22nd of the season. 8th on power play from the kid out of Dorchester.
And you know, in sports, you don't root for teams in our business. You end up rooting for people. You got to root for a guy like Chris O'Sullivan, who's had so much adversity in his life. He lost both his parents within a space of less than a year and a half. Comes from a big, big family. Fortunately for him, had the support. Used hockey as a means to overcome or at least deal with his grief, and he's gone on to have a great career here for you. You just root for people, and he's one of the stories, one of the people, because of all the tragedy in his life, you root for.
He's an exceptional youngster, and as you point out, he's had things not go well, but the hockey family, not only is his family exceptional, but the hockey family, the group of people associated with this sport, really gather around people having difficulty. And Chris O'Sullivan is an example. J.P. McPherson, the VU goaltender that had that tragic accident this summer where he was hurt on a bicycle, and how all the hockey community gathered around to support him was superb.
And McPherson is back working out. They expect him, to be back next year?
Yep. A great story.
All right, play back on to the BU zone with 10:25 to go. That's what's separating Jack Parker from another national championship. First since 78, Pandolfo on the left wing, looks to pass in front to the breaking Sylvia, and it just missed connections in the crease. Nailina taken hard into the glass, but he gets the pass out of his zone anyway. Pandolfo on the left wing. Here comes Prendergast to Bates. Prendergast trying to recontrol. Pandolfo keeps it in. Maine is really up against it now. They need something in a hurry, down by 3 goals with under 10 minutes to play.
Well, the fatigue that they're feeling is accentuated by the 3-goal deficit. You know, if this game was still a 1-goal game, there would be some more life in the legs. But, you know, each one of those goals is like a knockout punch to the chin.
Turnover. Greer and LaChance trying to work some magic. LaChance hits the skate of a Maine defender, though, and here comes Burnett to center. Burnett trying to get around his defender, Johnson. Held up nicely there, can't do it. Brennan of BU takes it. He'll skate it to center. He'll skate it to the Maine zone. Brennan leaves it. Shot, LaChance through the crease. Comes back out to Johnson. Jacques Joubert falls down and lets Maine come out with it.
You know, the strategy of having the left wing, Chris O'Sullivan, the left shot, on the right side of the power play has given Boston University 2 goals tonight, because had he not been a left shot in that position on the right side, he wouldn't have gotten either one of those goals.
O'Sullivan clears the BU zone again. Manzoff goes back for it, but puts on the stick of O'Sullivan. Dumps into the corner. Taken there by Manzoff of Maine. 8.5 to go in this game. And the puck leaves the playing surface with 8.5 to go. 5-2, BU.
Our house was on Pickett Street, across from a liquor store and a pool hall. But it was also near a recreation center where Mr. Fennoy was a volunteer. I always knew I could run fast, but without Mr. Fennoy, I would have never known I could run so far. Every kid deserves an opportunity to play, but not every kid has one. To learn how you can help, call 1-800-929-PLAY.
Minnesota. Could the same celebration end up with that trophy in possession of the BU Terriers? Well, they have a 3-goal lead with 8:27 to go, and anticipation is growing along Commonwealth Avenue in Boston. Here's White centering in front to Roush, and with Roush right there, Blair Allison has to cover up. 8:18 to go, and a 5-2 lead as the Maine Black Bears sense the desperation. They got to be tired, Bob. 100 minutes of hockey Thursday afternoon. Another 2 periods plus 12 minutes today.
Well, you know, your situation determines sometimes how fatigued you are, and I think that when they made the comeback, generated the comeback, certainly when they got the goal to bring it to 3-2 at the beginning of the period, that gave them the enthusiasm. But, you know, BU is a great team, and they take advantage of mistakes, took advantage of a Maine mistake and put it in the net. Great player making a great play, Sean Bates, and no one around has been much harder than Bates over the last few weeks.
Here comes Purdy up the middle for Maine. Still got some speed in those legs. Hits Wansboro behind the defense, and the shot is blocked off nicely by Noble. He was going for the 5-hole and almost got it. In the corner, a centering pass, but the only one home there is Boston University, but they turn it over down deep. Wansboro knocks off Coleman with his left shoulder. Centers in front. Purdy gathers it up, but a penalty coming up for holding, I believe, on Boston University.
Yeah, it's going to be on Lena in front for interference against Imes. Lena knocked Imes down without the puck. Lena going off 2 minutes.
So an opening here for the Black Bears of Maine with 7:43 to play.
That was a nifty little give and go where Wansboro got the pass, comes in on Noble, and, you know, outstanding goaltenders make saves look easy. Purdy, give and go, catches Wansboro behind the defense. But see how he just stands him right up there, top of the crease, cuts down the angle, glove to the post side, stick and body to the wide side. The position makes the save. Superb goaltending position there by Noble.
Short-handed, here comes BU into the zone 2-on-1. Broken up nicely, though, by Torrey. And here comes Maine 2-on-1 with the power play advantage. Ronick in the slot. They can't get the puck to him. Sean Bates tries to clear, but can't. Black Bears keep it in the zone. LaChance bodies Ronick off, though, and BU carries out. Bates trying to get around his man. Rodriguez finally stands him up, and Bates heads to the bench. 7:12 left in the third period. Here's Lovell. He got the first goal for Maine today. Trevor Ronick trying to pick it up, and he got the second. Here's a shot, save. Noble lunges out to cover up the rebound just on top of the crease, and some tempers start to flare with 6:59 to go. Well, a reminder, the College Hoops Slam Dunk and Three-Pointing Championships tomorrow on ESPN at 5 Eastern Time with Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale from Bellevue, Washington. In the Slam Dunk, you'll see players like Curtis Bostic of Cincy and Lorenzo Orr of Southern Cal. Lawrence Bowden of Syracuse and Sean Respert of Michigan State will play in the three-point shooting affair. That's tomorrow on ESPN.
He's going to be pretty pleased, Jack Parker, with the performances of his Boston University team, along with assistant coaches Michael Rizzioni. You saw him there, goalie coach Bill Berglund, and assistant coach, chief cook and bottle washer and head recruiter Blaze McDonald.
Face-off in the BU zone. 1:16 left to go on Kylina's penalty. Maine a chance to try and creep back in this. They're down by 3. Here's Torrey from the left point. Pass to Rodriguez for the shot, and it's in on Noble. It's at his feet. They try and chop it up into the net, and Wansboro is talking with the referee, and now gives Greer a shove. We could have another BU penalty here.
Yeah, they're going to call a Purdy crease violation. That's what the call is, Tom. They're going to call Purdy in the crease. What the referee is saying is when you saw the puck bounce out toward the face-off circle as we look at it from the right side, once again, Rodriguez on net. Noble, top of the crease, Wansboro. Now watch on the left side. Watch Purdy. See, the puck's out of the goal crease. Puck's outside. Purdy's in there.
Yep.
See Purdy on that far side? That was the call. Face-off outside. Once again, we just see as this game goes along, number of shots that Maine defense puts on the point, from the point on the net.
So play back on, and the puck behind the Maine net. Torrey with it. It's up to Scott Parmentier. Parmentier into the corner behind the net for Noble. Still 49 seconds left to go on the BU penalty to Kylina, but the Terriers will ice it. .6:23 left in regulation time and clicking. Torrey. Wansboro. Try to hit a breaking Purdy. Doug Wood is there to clear down the ice for BU. Easy to play defense even when you're short-handed when you're up 3 goals. Everybody's a little bit more relaxed. Cardinal has it go too far ahead for him. Wood, though, can't clear the zone. And falls on it for a face-off with 11 seconds left in the penalty to Kylina.
Well, while we were talking about Boston University assistant coaches, sometimes he says there's Greg Cronin to the right of Sean Walsh, and down to the left there with the headset on is one of the most respected people in the game of college hockey, Tom. Grant Stanbrook, former head coach of Dartmouth, former assistant at Wisconsin, where he's won national championships with Badger Bob Johnson. And that fellow you're looking at, there aren't many men in college hockey more respected than he is. Grant Stanbrook, who is real core of this University of Maine program, and Sean Walsh should be one of the first to say that.
Face-off of the BU zone, still with a few seconds of power play time. Imes lets it go. Noble may have gotten a piece of it. Lena comes out of the box right now, though. The penalty is over. The team's back at 5 aside. Allison's got to come out to play with Sean Bates cruising in. 5.5 minutes to go in this one. Boston University with a big leg up on their second national title, or first one, I should say, since '78. Greer with an intercept. Tried to get it in front, lunging for Pandolfo. Again, a centering pass over the stick of Pandolfo. Now Shane Johnson, top of the circle, takes a shot. Deflects aside. Pandolfo in the corner. Imes can't control it. Thornton tries to center. He is put on the seat of his pants, legally, by Schermerhorn, and Maine is called for icing. 5:02 to go in the third period.
Now this great Boston University Terrier team with a 5-2 lead. 5 minutes and 2 seconds away from their first national championship since 1978, and they've been knocking on the door before. Knocking on the door for the last couple of years, and I think that last year, you take a look at the NCAA all-time winning percentage of Boston University, 5th in the country, but I think last year, Tom, was an extraordinary disappointment to BU. I think they thought they were good enough to win. They not only didn't win, but they were embarrassed. The program was embarrassed. But they came back, they learned what they had to learn from that, and they've had just a marvelous year, and they're going to win the national championship this year, barring some unforeseen explosion by Maine.
Kylina with a shot close in, hits traffic in front. Shot by Prendergast hits traffic. Blair Allison is headed on a swivel as BU is buzzing behind his net. Terriers not satisfied with a 3-goal lead. LaChance, Lovell is on his back. LaChance still centers the puck, and a whistle, and we're going to have a couple of coincidental minor penalties coming up. 4:34 left in regulation. The Terriers looking good in the title game.
The world's a very cool
on the minor penalties for Boston University. Jacques Joubert will sit out for 2 minutes, and for the University of Maine, Jason Manzoff, 2 minutes, each for holding. So 4-on-4 hockey. The faceoff goes to Greer. Greer's shot is deflected high in the air. 4:28 separates the Terriers of BU from their first national title in what?
78. I don't do math.
17 years. That's a ticket.
It'd have taken me the rest of the day.
Greer is double teamed and still almost fights through it at the blue line. Palmetier over to Imes. Up to McIsaac. McIsaac on right wing. Down the slot, right on the stick of a BU defender, Doug Wood, as we reach the 4-minute mark. Kelleher and Imes can't keep it in. Some of the Maine fans here at the Providence Civic Center starting to wend their way to the exits, but the BU fans are here.
There weren't many Maine fans back in October that thought they'd be coming to a national championship game in Providence on April 1st. This team has performed far beyond the expectations of the coaching staff or the fans in Maine. This was supposed to be a rebuilding year, no real superstars. But it's been anything but that as they played in the game for the ages the other night, certainly in the semifinal, against the great Michigan team. Won that one in triple overtime. Got here to the national championship game against BU and had it 3-2 after the first minute of the third period.
I know Paul Correa is watching today. He's got to be disappointed. He lost a bet in the Hockey East tournament with his coach, Ron Wilson. Wilson picked Providence to beat Maine. Correa said no way. Maine would win it. Providence beat Maine, and because of that, Correa has been washing Wilson's car all month, and he still has about 10 days to go on that sentence. He called up Sean Walsh and said, you got to go all the way here. I'm tired of washing cars.
Well, based on the chance of that happening on a big upset, because Providence in the East upset New Hampshire, which was the number 3 team in Hockey East, had a win over both Maine and Boston University during the season. Providence upset them and then went on to upset Maine. The odds on that had to be about 15 car washes to 1.
Well, Paul, if you're watching, get out the chamois.
I'll tell you, that program is going to be one of the real good programs in the East. Paul Pooley, who is a Jeff Jackson disciple, great All-American at Ohio State, and assistant coach at Lake Superior, now in charge of the Providence Friars. I don't think that was a fluke or an accident at the end of the year. That team was peaking. He did a great coaching job, and I think if they get a few players, they're going to be heard from over the next couple of years. And for Hockey East to be a strong league and continue to be, it needs a resurgence for programs at Providence and Boston College.
And don't forget the brand new Division I program at University of Massachusetts Amherst. The shot taken there, one-timer by Roderick, goes wide. And another penalty called against Boston University's Kenny Roush. Minor penalty, rather, Roush is serving it, a bench minor for too many men on the ice. So Maine had a brief power play. And now it's a 5-on-4. They had a brief 4-on-3, now it's 5-on-4 with 2:27 to go. Torrey, Roderick, again the one-timer, just wide of the stick side. Time is the enemy of Maine now, and BU just clears the zone. About a minute's difference in time between the remaining penalty time and the time for the game. Lena actually knocked it in on Noble. Noble couldn't cover up, and on a stick's whacking at it, Noble says, I'm going to grab this sucker out of the air as Torrey tried to center with Trevor Roenick in the slot.
Well, that was a smart move. He was really in trouble there. Noble was down on his knees, couldn't reach the puck. Puck sort of hanging out there just in front of him, just outside the goal crease. Watch this puck. Leaner and Wood on the inside. Roenick just trying to go after that puck. Puck just hung right there outside the goal crease, right outside the red line. Still hanging there, still hanging there. Finally, Lena knocks it to the corner, and when it came back out in front, a little chip shot to the front. That's enough of that. Sean knows the time's running out. They need to get one real quickly. Never say die, but 5-2 with 2:02 remaining against the team, the quality of Boston University. Most of the nails are in the coffee.
2:02 separating the Terriers from a party tonight as national champions. And for them, it's got to be sweet against the Maine Blackberries because, as we touched on very early in the telecast, a bit of an edge to this rivalry.
Well, they'd be dancing in Kenmore Square, that's for sure, and there certainly is an edge to it. These two teams and the two coaches are not, I don't think it's so much the two teams necessarily, but the two coaches are not kissing cousins.
Minute and a half to go in the game. Allison goes to the corner. And now the BU fans are standing up in the corners and all over this building where there's red and white cheering their team. Here's Thornton, got a good shot. Passes to the chance. He scores with 1:13 to go. And a shorthanded tally will wrap it up at 6-2. Again, you can't blame Allison, and you can't blame the Maine kids. I think they were tired coming in. Showed a lot of guts and determination to make it a 3-2 game, but BU just too much this afternoon.
Bobby LaChance, who had not had a goal since February 5th in the Beanpot, gets his 12th of the season, his first on shorthand. Thornton, what a player he's been. What a way to go out as a senior. Beautiful pass over to LaChance, one time to by Allison, and Bobby LaChance gets back-to-back goals. Huge goal and an assist last night against Michigan. Gets a goal, his 12th of the season tonight, his first on shorthand. And through that whole time, between February and now, and April 1st, Bobby LaChance, not scoring goals, played his best hockey of the season.
Thornton with the assist. And as the Black Bears look on, coming up next after our telecast today, it's Conquering the Curse. The New York Rangers ending their 54-year drought, and following that, racing across America, big race today, the Jim Beam Stakes. And that'll come your way at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. With your host, Chris Lincoln, here is Trevor Roenick trying to make a play. We're in the final minute of play here in Providence, and the Terriers of BU know that it's there.
Only fitting that one of the most underrated players in the country, Stevie Thornton, who has 141 points coming in at tonight's game, unheralded, doesn't make anybody's all-star team, gets 3 tonight, a goal and 2 assists for 144 career points. And I'll tell you, Tommy, he's never made an all-star team.
Prendergast, Thornton, Kenny Rouse, seniors all making their last appearance. Kylina, they're going to leave as national champion. Derek Kurlowski, senior goaltender, national champion.
And redemption after last year.
9-1, they were beaten by Lake Superior State a year ago. They exercised that demon in the Eastern Regional this year.
6-1 the year before in the semifinal against Lake Superior. They thought they were good enough to win then. 15-2 over Lake Superior in 2 years. Earlier in the season, I said that the road to the national championship went through Lake Superior, Michigan. It went through Lake Superior, Michigan for this Boston University team. They had to beat the Lakers to get here. They beat them, and they've beaten an outstanding Maine team with tremendous character.
Rich Brennan, another senior on this BU team who will celebrate, be something special. Jack Parker to celebrate as well. Let's not forget the seniors for Maine, who in their 4-year tenure have won a national title. Jack Rodriguez, number 5. This is a very young Maine team. Dave McIsaac. Those are the 2 seniors, along with Chris Imes, of course. We couldn't forget him. They've been national champions.
Well, Imes goes down probably along with Correa and Pellerin and John Userara. One of the great players in Maine history.
Maybe one more goal? No. But a national championship for Boston University. It's done. Celebrating. Will he be back next year, the sophomore? What do you think, Bob?
I think so.
And the 2 teams in a time-honored hockey tradition, shaking hands. This is really a special moment for me, and you don't find this in any other team sport, any other major team sport. You may see it behind the scenes, but not a public display like this, and I think it's one of the special parts of the game.
Well, you don't see a lot of things in other team sports you see in hockey.
And Coach Sean Walsh telling his goaltender, look, you played a heck of a game, and you're the reason we beat Michigan and the reason we're here to begin with. So don't hang your head. And freshman Tommy Noble.
Well, he comes from a great program. His high school program, Catholic Memorial, wins them all.
Again, the handshake, and these two teams, yeah, they love to beat each other, but they have a grudging respect for each other. And there's the goaltender, Allison.
His performance last night, Thursday night against Michigan, Thursday afternoon into the evening, will not be forgotten by the fans of college hockey. Turco Allison show was that Michigan-Maine game.
Absolutely. And look at Jack Parker. Class move. He knows. He saw what happened here on Thursday afternoon. So Jack Parker wins a national title. And we're going to get a word with Chris O'Sullivan and Coach Jack Parker in a moment as you see the happy Terriers hugging there on the ice. We're going to get O'Sullivan, who had, what, a couple of goals today for Chris O'Sullivan?
Yeah, 2 goals. 2
goals for the sophomore out of Dorchester, Mass. Chris O'Sullivan, Tom Mees, and Bob Norton upstairs. Congratulations, young man.
Good.
Congratulations, Chris. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
You're national champion. What's it feel like?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, just to be there last year and to, we were embarrassed. We embarrassed ourselves, but this year was a hell of an effort. The seniors led us throughout the year, and we showed up today, and it was a great win.
Chris,
it feels great.
Yeah, Chris, I felt last year was embarrassing. How much of an impact did that have on the way you guys played, not only tonight, but all year?
I didn't hear you.
Last year's performance, how much of an impact did that have on how well you played this year?
Well, last year, I think we were satisfied to be the final. We didn't know what it was like, but this year we had the experience, and it's just a great feeling. It's unbelievable.
Chris, you want to go celebrate with your
teammates? I'm going to go join my teammates, yeah.
Okay, it's understandable. Thanks for being with us. Chris O'Sullivan, congratulations, national champion, and Chris will go celebrate with his teammates, and Jack Parker, who's been doing a lot of celebrating this year with the Bean Pot time and
Hockey East Championship, Bean Pot, the NCAAs.
And he's coming over to our microphones now, and I guess you might say that Jack Parker really has to love this building. We commented early on that he won a national title, his only other one, back in 1978 in this building, and we'll effort to talk to him a little bit later, but you take a look at the crestfallen expression of the goaltender, Blair Allison of Maine. Well, they talk about the agony of defeat. That's right there.
Well, they did it all this year, did Boston University, and they won the champions of Hockey East. They won the Bean Pot, they won the Hockey East Championship, and they wanted to win the NCAA Championship.
So the Terriers of Boston University cap off a great season with the national championship. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to the Black Bears of Maine for a heck of a season. They may not think so now, but when they reflect, they'll realize what a great season they had. And when that goaltender takes a look at his performance against Michigan, he'll have a lot of smiles, a lot of stories to tell his kids and grandkids in future years. It's all over for the 1994-95 season. And we hope you enjoyed this championship game today. And, of course, the trophy presentation is still upcoming here at the Providence Civic Center as the BU Terriers congratulate each other. And we'll be back for more of the post-game festivities here from Providence, Rhode Island on ESPN in a moment.
Who's getting happy? Who's having fun? Who's been to Hooters? Come on, everyone, it's at Hooters. Hooters. Hooters makes you happy. Hooters makes you happy. Hooters makes you happy. Hooters makes you happy. Good times, great food, fun music, what a hoot. Hooters. Hooters. Everybody's getting happy at Hooters.
Truck buyers at Heritage Auto Plaza, we're bulging with hundreds of Chevy trucks in stock now and more arriving daily. We're overstocked and we're dealing. You'll save big on our full line of pickups. Regular and extended cab, 2x4 and 4x4, S10 Blazers, Lumina minivans, cargo vans, all-wheel drive Astro vans, Geo trackers, our full line of conversion vans and commercial vehicles. You'll see the prices clearly marked on every vehicle. Drive home big savings on trucks. Now at Heritage Auto Plaza, Beltway Exit 1 South, Alexandria.
The celebration continues for the Terriers of Boston University. They will celebrate with the awarding of the NCAA trophy as champions of Men's Division I. LaChance had a big day for Boston University. Chris O'Sullivan, everybody in the Terriers are now national champions. Coming up next, Conquering the Curse, followed by Racing Across America, the Jim Beam Stakes coming away at the bottom of the hour. Celebration on one side, sadness on the other. But a great game and a good time had by all. We hope you enjoyed it from Providence. For Bob Norton, I'm Tom Mees. Thanks for being with us. Goodbye, everyone.
For over a half century, the